Hello and welcome to Hospitality Hotdish, fresh from the oven. I am Kate Conroy, Vice President of Strategic Partnerships here at Hospitality Minnesota, which is a member-driven organization dedicated to educating, supporting, and advocating for Minnesota's hospitality industry. What you can expect from the Hot Dish are conversations with restaurants, hotels, resorts, campgrounds, and the allied members who support those businesses in the state of Minnesota. We release a new episode every other Thursday, so be on the lookout for those. Speaking of which, you can find the Hot Dish just about anywhere you can download a podcast, and we even put them up on YouTube. So check us out, and don't forget to leave a 5-star review so that the algorithm gets us in front of other awesome people just like you. Special shout out to today's sponsor, D'Amico & Sons, offering lunch, dinner, takeout, and event catering. They're conveniently located in Edina, Golden Valley, and Nicollet Mo. With me today is Nick Gonzalez, the general manager at Café and Bar Lurcat. Nick, say hi and let the audience hear your voice.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. It's our pleasure. Okay. We're going to start with a really hard-hitting question. Nick, what is your favorite hot dish?
That's a good one. Well, full disclosure, I'm not originally from Minnesota, so the hot dish was a new thing to me. But I can wholeheartedly say my favorite is tater tot hot dish, specifically my neighbor, Grandma Sherry's. I think the grandmas have a little extra flair when they make hot dish, and hers has been a standout amongst me and my family.
I mean, you cannot go wrong adding tater tots to anything, but adding them to a hot dish, it's perfection, right?
It's perfect. It is the best comfort food. I could eat it weekly throughout the winter and probably throughout the month.
Oh, I might need the recipe. Although if she's worth her weight in salt, she probably doesn't release that information to anyone.
Write down recipes, but hers is
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Next question, Nick. In terms of hospitality, what is your why?
I think it's just in my DNA. My great grandfather started a restaurant in the 1960s, and it ran for over 50 years. I started working there in the 7th grade and worked there through junior high and into high school. And I had a chance to work with both my brothers at one point in the restaurant, my dad at one point in the restaurant. I've never had a job that wasn't in the restaurant or in hospitality, whether it's a hotel or a restaurant. So it's all I've ever known, and it's all I've ever wanted to do. So I think start to finish, I've just born and bred into hospitality, and I know that I won't have a job in any other field because I'm not passionate about any other field. So I think it's just who I am and what's in my DNA.
That is such a great answer. Born and bred into the hospitality world. I love that. So,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. So when did you start working at the family restaurant?
In the 7th grade, I think I was 13 or 14. I started off washing dishes, as we all do typically.
Yeah.
Voted to be a cook maybe in 8th or 9th grade, only because my brother graduated high school and went off to the Army. But I spent a lot of time in that dish pit and on that line making great tacos for a lot of great guests. And so, from there, I just kind of went into a couple local fine dining establishments back in my hometown. And then a company moved me. And then I finally ended up in Minnesota in 2008 and have been lucky enough to work for D'Amico's now for several years. And so I'm just excited to be part of the team, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for hospitality in Minnesota, and it's exciting times. And so it's just a really great time.
D'Amico's is another great family-owned company. It's nice when you can find an organization that's family and feels like family too,
I couldn't have said it better myself. You're absolutely right. It is one big family there. And so I'm excited to be there.
Yeah, I have to shout out Kathy Bovard, who connected the two of us. She's one of my favorite people. She's one of the first people that I met when I started at Hospitality Minnesota, and she has quickly become one of my favorite people on earth. So shout out to Kathy.
She is great. She's a leader in the hospitality field for sure, and I'm lucky to have her on the team with her as well.
Mm-hmm. All right. On that note, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to dig a little deeper. And we're back, everybody. Welcome. Next question for Nick. What is your favorite Minnesota escape?
Great question. Well, last summer I was introduced to the city of Nisswa and Gull Lake and View Lodge.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I had never been there. I was invited by some friends and family. I have 3 kids and a great wife, so we took the trek up there, and it was over 4th of July weekend, and there were so many activities going on. And unfortunately, it rained that weekend for a day, so we were able to go to Grandview Lodge and take advantage of that water park and all the different things that they had to offer. It's definitely going to be a consistent staple throughout the summer now that I've discovered it. Such a family-friendly environment, great restaurants, great little shops, some of the best ice cream we've ever had as a family. So I definitely think that we'll be making the trip again this year. So Grandview Lodge, Nisswa, Gull Lake, just a great time.
That is fantastic. And I have to shout them out as well because we're having an event there, North Stars of the Future, on January 21st. We're having it in Nisswa at Grandview Lodge, and we're excited about it. So, yay.
Awesome. It's a great space. Again, I had never been there, and I was just blown away from their facilities, from the different cabins they had to offer. Of course, I'm, Googling it, looking at their website and seeing all of the different accommodations they have.
Sure.
It's amazing. And I'm like, do I stay at the lodge? Do I book a cabin? What? Oh, I guess I'm just going to, over my Minnesota career, I'm just going to have to take advantage of all they have to offer.
It's a really good attitude. I like it. Slow and steady wins the race. You just get to piecemeal every single thing that you could possibly get out of them. I love it.
With 3 kids at home, you have to definitely start thinking about all the different things to get your summer, through your winter, through all the schools being closed, winter breaks.
All the vacations.
Yep.
All right. Next question, Nick. What keeps you up at night?
I think I'm excited and curious to see what's going to become of downtown. Clearly, it's not back to normal, but we are seeing week over week the foot traffic getting better and better. I'm excited to see the efforts of Meet Minneapolis and the Downtown Council and Hospitality Minnesota, and they're doing great things to bring downtown back to its glory, and we're seeing it happen, like I said, day over day. I'm excited to see what's going to happen 30 to 90 days to this coming summer. I think is going to be a great summer for all of hospitality. So I'm just really looking forward to see the benefits of all the great things those agencies have going.
I couldn't have said it better myself. The cities were hard hit with COVID, no question.
Yeah.
And hospitality was hard hit with COVID, no question. And so the restaurants within downtowns really are struggling, or were struggling quite a bit. But you're right. Watching the revitalization of downtowns across America, and particularly in our backyards, St. Paul, Minneapolis are very close to my heart. I grew up in East St. Paul, and I now work in downtown Minneapolis, and the foot traffic, you're right. It's really cool to kind of walk around on a weekend and notice all the fun things that are happening, all the restaurants with, fun games and karaoke, and a lot of cool things happening in the cities right now. And it makes me so, so happy.
Agree. You've got so many different companies and agencies kind of all working together for the same goal of just bringing people back to Minneapolis. The theaters are getting full, hotel rooms are getting full again. It's just amazing. In years past, we as restaurant operators and hotel operators, we had all of this data from the past. We had trends to go off of, whether it be during wedding season or during holiday season. And unfortunately, we don't really have that data anymore. These last 3 years have really skewed everything we've had to go on. And so, again, what keeps me up at night is, what is tomorrow going to look like? Is it bust? Do I need extra staff? Do I need less staff? Every day is so different. It's so dependent on what downtown Minneapolis has going on in the city. When the theaters are full and there's shows going on, we're flush and you can't get a reservation. But if there's not a lot of traffic, then we don't have a lot of reservations. So managing that and managing every day being so drastically different is definitely what keeps me up at night. But it's not keeping me up at night as in being scared of it. It's being
in a bad way.
It's being excited and trying to plan. And it's another layer of planning that we're typically not used to. You're seeing so many different restaurants and hospitality outlets pivoting in different ways and coming up with new ways to bring guests in. So it's trying to plan, what do we do next? How can we stand out from the others? And at the same time, still also, how can we work together to bring everybody in? So it definitely keeps me up at night, but it's an exciting way to be up at night.
That's awesome. That's a great answer. That's the second best answer I've ever heard on this show. The first is somebody, it was Austin, Tyler Toole from the Millennium Hotel. He said, nothing keeps him up at night because he's very good at compartmentalizing and he values his sleep.
Well,
And
I
I
think
thought,
his number then and have a chat because I would like some of that knowledge as well. Because if I could push it out and save it for the morning, I would. But that's just not work.
I totally agree. He needs to teach us. He needs to teach us grasshoppers how to do that. Okay. Any last thoughts or anything coming up that you'd like to promote?
I think just come downtown. There's a lot of great restaurants, a lot of new restaurants in downtown. Whether you come to Lurcat, to the old classic staple of Minneapolis, or try the new restaurant Guy Noy right down the street that's doing great things as well, or just on the east side of the town, or the south side, or the north side. There's so many great new independent-owned restaurants, or family-owned restaurants, or corporate restaurants. Come downtown. We need the foot traffic. Everybody needs it. So just please hop in your car, hop in an Uber, get on the light rail. Come on downtown.
I love it. Wonderful. How can people get in touch with you if they need to?
Just call the restaurant directly. I'm happy to work with you one-on-one to set up a private event, or just a two-top reservation, or whether it be a special occasion. We've kind of got the best of all worlds, whether you're dining, more fine dining on the cafe side, or just coming into the bar side for light appetizers and fun cocktails. Our new chef, Sam Gilman's really putting out some special food and some really intentional ingredients. And so we definitely have a lot to offer right now. So please come in for whether it's a two-top or a wedding for 200. We're ready for you.
I love it. Fantastic. Okay, well, that is our show. One last shout out to our sponsor, D'Amico and Sons, offering lunch, dinner, takeout, and event catering. They're conveniently located in Edina, Golden Valley, and Nicollet Mall. Nick Gonzalez, the general manager at Café and Bar Lurcat, thank you so much for joining me today. And to all of you out there listening, we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.